Just bear with me a minute, just getting set up here. All right, I think we are live. Hello, 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 and welcome to Stamp with Shel. My name is Shel Anderson, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. You can find me on YouTube and Facebook under Stamp with Shel, and you can reach me by email anytime at andersonshel2022@gmail.com. Please say hello in the comments and let me know that you can hear me and that everything is working well here this morning. And then once I know that you guys can hear me, we will get going. All right. We are going to be having a play today with some specialty papers. And for our first card, we're going to be using these two stamp sets, which is the Slim Sayings and the Color and Contour. Actually, the bundle for this one. And the first specialty paper we are going to be playing with is, oops, let's grab the right package. Maybe. What did I do with it? There we go. The first one we're playing with is called the Linen Specialty Paper. And this is in the annual catalog. Now, this paper really, really surprised me in that it is actually fabric. Let me grab it here. I don't know whether the camera will pick this up or not. It is actually fabric. Can you see that? I know there's a shadow because I'm right under the camera. And it's adhesive backed. So how cool is that? We can stamp on this, we can die cut it, we can emboss it. There's so many different things that we can do with this. So we're going to have a play with this today using these two products. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I have an awesome card that I made earlier using that same linen paper, and I'll show you that one. The colors that I used today are Coastal Cabana, Bermuda Bay, Crushed Curry, Flirty Flamingo, and of course our Memento Black. I have a couple of blending brushes, and our papers today, of course, the linen paper, as well as Basic Black, Bermuda Bay, Basic White, and I pre-stamped my greeting in the black ink on this little piece of Flirty Flamingo. All right, we are going to get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put all these pieces together, and that way we'll have the base done for our card, and it will be all ready and out of the way so I don't get any ink on it or anything foolish like that. So I have this beautiful panel that I die cut using the Color and Contour dies. I'll pop those open and show you in case you haven't seen these. Aren't those beautiful? I use these a lot. And then of course there's this beautiful scallop, as well as two that cut out this image and this image. All right, so we've got that on our front. This one I die cut, and it's going to go on the inside, so our inside panel is going to be just as fancy as the outside. How's that for different? I figured I had the dies out. Why not make the inside just as pretty? All right, we're going to set that aside, and I'm going to set the greeting aside, and I'm going to bring in our linen specialty paper. And I'm going to use a Coastal Cabana blending ink pad with the blending brush. And I just want to get a little light wash of color on here. And we're just going to very lightly start adding color. You see how easy that is to ink, but yet it still takes on the textures in the paper or fabric that's on here. And my advice is to go very, very lightly, because you don't want any blobs of ink. I made that mistake on my first card, so don't go heavy at all. Go very, very lightly with your brush and just gradually add the color that you want. And I like that this gives it a kind of a mottled look, and you can still see the texture. I think that's good. So that was Coastal Cabana. All right, I'm going to bring that up so hopefully you can see that. I don't know, my camera, my replay beside me here is a little bit behind the actual video. All right, so my thought is that I am going to put at the end this banner across the middle. So we're actually going to do some stamping on here next. So I'm going to bring in my stamp mat. We'll take this out, put that away. And now we are going to be using Bermuda Bay, Crushed Curry, and Flirty Flamingo. Actually, I am not going to use a stamp mat. Yes, I have to. All right, I need a little piece of paper. Let me just pull this paper off, because I don't want to get ink all over my mat. So we will just pop this on here, and then we're good, because I want to be able to go off the edges here a little bit. All right, I am going to start with my outline image and the Memento Black. And I am going to put this image right about here. And I'm giving that a good press. How cool is that? And I'll do another one, kind of sort of right here. And one more. I'm going to see if I can get two more. So I'm going to put one here. And just a bit of one here. There we go. Now I have my outline, so I can put that black away. And hi, Michelle. Now I'm going to be bringing in Flirty Flamingo. And this is going to fill in those flowers. So I'm loading that up really, really well. Now the trick is to, now these stamps do not line up perfectly. They are kind of an abstract. I've pre-stamped a couple here. I'll bring those in to show you before we do this. They just are kind of, these are kind of an artsy fartsy artistic type of stamp. They're not designed to fill them in in all areas. They're designed to give it kind of a watercolory look. So if you're looking for perfection, this stamp set is not the stamp set for you. All right. There's one, and now I'm going to re-ink it and twist it just a bit, like so. All right, I'm going to do the same thing down in this corner. Try to line this up here as best I can. Re-ink it and twist it just a bit. All right, now we are going to bring in our chamois and we're going to clean our stamp. Hi, Pam. Glad you could make it. That's it for Flirty Flamingo. That didn't clean very well. Let's give this a better go. I don't need Flirty Flamingo ink in my Bermuda Bay. All right, now we're going to ink up the Bermuda Bay. I'm going to bring this down this way so I can see and hopefully not get my head in the camera. And something like that. And then the same thing, we're going to re-ink it, twist it just a bit, and re-stamp it. I don't know whether the camera is picking that up. Can you see that that's stamping right into that fabric? All right, one more flower to go. So you see this stamp set makes beautiful flowers. It's just, well, I call it idiot proof. Like you cannot mess it up because it's designed to be messed up. And how perfect is that? There's no way you can mess it up. You'll see here I went off a little bit. It still looks good. So I love stamps designed that way. Now I've taken this little stamp. This is intended for something else in that same set. But I'm going to use this as the center for my flowers with the crushed curry. And I'm stamping it twice, the same as I did before with the flowers. And why I like to stamp twice is not only that it fills the flowers in a little better, but because this is fabric adhered to paper or adhered to adhesive, it's like you're stamping on fabric, so there's texture to it. I find it fills it in just a little bit better. All right. So we have that. Now I need a piece of basic white, which I did not cut. So we'll do that now. I'm just going to take this and slide it out of the way, put my ink away, and I will grab a piece of basic white. All right, let me grab a paper trimmer and we'll measure. Actually, I'm not going to need the basic white. I am not going to need it. I'm going to put this right directly on here. So, watch the magic. This is adhesive backed. How cool is this? Now, beware when you pull this off, it's going to be a little bit flimsy because it is just a little piece of fabric fibers that is put onto adhesive. Now, I'm going to try my best to center this up. And I think I'm okay. So I'm just going to press that into place. How cool is that? Now I have this greeting that I really think I want to go right across the center like that. So I'm going to use Stampin' Seal and get lots of adhesive on here because I want it to stick and stick well. Make sure I'm going in the right direction. And somewhere about center, I'm going to lay that in place. And then I have the two flowers that I stamped earlier. Look, I got adhesive on my finger and a ton of ink. And I put dimensionals on the back of these. I think I'm actually going to put an extra dimensional just because we're putting this onto fabric. So I want to make sure that they stick. Now we're just going to remove those paper backings, maybe, if I can hang on to it. And I'm just going to lay that there. I'm not going to press it in place yet. See where I'm going to put these. I think that one I'm going to put down here and off the edge. And this one, you know what, I might switch that. I'm going to put this one up here. And this one in that hole. How cool is that? All right, I'm going to grab a couple of matte black dots and we are going to call it a day. Then I have, as promised, I'm going to bring in the one that I did last night. And you are going to be amazed at this card. This is this card is mine, but the one that I'm going to show you is actually a case from a demonstrator from England. Oh, and I can't remember her name. I'll post it in the comments of the video after. So here's the one we made today. Okay. Now I'm going to bring the other one in and show you. This one, check this out. This one, I die cut the trees from the fabric and I inked with Crumb Cake, Evening Evergreen, and Soft Succulent. And then the background is also the fabric paper, the linen paper, and I did that in Balmy Blue and Evening Evergreen. Matted that on an Evening Evergreen layer and then on the card base. The tag is from the, what's it called? Oh, I just put them away too. I have so many dies here, I'm sorry. This is from the tag dies. What's it called? Tailor-made tags. And I die cut that out of the fabric as well. And then I inked this little whole cover in Evening Evergreen, this in Soft Succulent, and then the Evening Evergreen. And I didn't put a layer on the inside yet, but isn't that amazing? So there is the two pieces with the linen specialty paper. It is item number 155681 in the annual catalog. All right, we have one more card to do today, and this one is going to be a very, very easy card. This one we are using the Layering Designs Vellum. Now I'm going to pop this out and show you some of the different patterns in here. There's black on white and white on white. So we have this pattern here, which is a whole bunch of words going in different directions. Then we have the piece that we're using today, which is the map. Then we have white words, tiny, tiny words. Then we have a white map. And another white map. We have newsprint. And then we have the same pattern of the words going in different directions. So there's all kinds of different patterns in here. And what did I do with my card kit? Let's get rid of some of this stuff so I can find what I'm looking for. Here we go. I am using a greeting, Thinking of You, from the On the Horizon bundle. My card base today is basic black. And as I said, we are using the black map. And then I have a little piece for the inside of our card, almost out of Tombow. And we're going to put that on the inside so we have a nice place to write our greeting. And I have pre-stamped my greeting, and we're going to put that right on a matte layer of basic black. Like so. And I like to think of this card as a gender neutral card because it's just simply black and white. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I have another card to show you using the vellum as well. There we go. We've got our greeting ready, we've got our card base ready. The only thing we have left to do is put our vellum onto a piece of white cardstock. I'm going to show you why we're doing that. If I put this right on here, the map looks gray, and if that's the look you're going for, that's great. But for me, I really want to be able to see the map. I want it to pop. So now, how do we put vellum on to our cards? If you put glue on your vellum, it's going to show. If you put tape runner on your vellum, it's going to show. You can purchase a vellum adhesive. I've tried it. I'm sorry, it shows. I know of two ways that you can do this and be successful. If I was putting this across here, you could put adhesive only behind here and leave this free. Okay? My problem with that is I don't want my cards flopping around. So I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm not saying this is the only way to do it, the right way to do it, the wrong way to do it. I'm just saying this is the way I do it. Now, I have a sponge. And it's a glue sponge, and it is a hot mess of glue. Now you can put some here and pick it up and daub it on. I find that it dries too fast, so we're stuck. This is Tombow in this bottle, by the way, in case you're wondering. Let's see if we can get this flowing. Of course not. All right, next step, let's open this bottle. I don't know about you, but I always have extra Tombow in the house for the simple reason that I don't ever want to run out. All right, so we have glue on there. Let's dissipate that glue. All right, so I'm just rubbing and tapping the glue into the back of the vellum, and you'll notice that I'm doing particular attention to the corners and edges because I do not want my card flapping around. So then we're just going to take this and line it up on our cardstock, and hopefully we get it right. If not, we'll trim it off. And there you go. Perfect. You cannot see the adhesive, and it's well sealed on all edges. The only thing is you have to work quickly when you're dissipating the glue with a sponge because it dries faster than normal. All right, this one's empty. Let's take the cover off this one and replace it. Now we are going to put our card together. We are just going to use Tombow and put this down flat. We're just going to center this on the front, and yes, please make sure that your map is in the upright position. I almost glued my first card together incorrectly. And with our Tombow, that gives us a little minute of wiggle room. Then I have this greeting, which I'm going to put right across the front. Just like so. Give that a minute to dry. And while that's drying, I am going to bring in my bow maker, and we're going to make a little bow out of this black and white gingham ribbon. Oh, first day with a new tongue, I can't even talk. All right, that looks pretty good. We'll just chop a little bit off, and we'll get it on our card, and then we'll trim our tails. And I'm just going to grab some glue dots. We'll pull this in. And if you have noticed, I don't know whether the camera picked it up or not, there was a little smudge over here, and my bow has effectively covered that up. Now, because this ribbon is narrow, I am going to roll up these two glue dots like a little taco so that I can tuck them underneath and make my tails go where I want them to. Just like so. Now I'm going to bring in my ribbon scissors and trim off those. Wow. There we go. Trim off those tails. And there, my friends, is our super simple card using that vellum, but the DSP or the vellum does all the work in this card. Isn't that beautiful? All right, as promised, here is the one that I made last night. I just cut this a little bit smaller. This one is 3 3/4 by 5. This was 4 by 5 1/4. And I used this greeting from the Slim Sayings. This is the stamp set that goes with the Slim card dies. You can buy the stamp set separately if you wish, or you can buy the bundle. That's where I got that from, that bundle. And I think those are just, I love them. I really, really love them. Now, what did I do with my other 2 cards? Here we go. We'll bring them all in so you can see all 4 together. And there we have it. All 4. I'm having a little difficulty here. Bear with me a second. I've lost your comments yet again. Let's see if I can get them up here. There we go. So there we are. Those are our 2 specialty papers. This is the linen paper and the vellum paper. So, you know, those are very much overlooked. I overlooked them, I'll be honest, I did. And I decided to order them, and I am not disappointed. I wanted to share that with you guys. I hope you like it. I hope you want to give it a try. Thanks for stopping by, and have a great rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.